What's up guys, Ben Hess here, and if you want to learn how to light an interview, this video is for you. So I'm here with my buddy Ben Holcomb from Nashville, Tennessee, and he's having me DP some interviews for him. We're gonna show how to get beautiful lighting on their faces, give them a backlight, and adjust the background to just complement the whole scene. So let's dive right on in. All right, this is the key light. It's a 600X, and I'm gonna turn it on, striking, sorry. So step one is you're gonna wanna position the light about 45 degrees to the subject. So if you come over here, the subject is looking 45 degrees from the light. That's your typical Rembrandt lighting, but it looks really harsh right now. It's not flattering at all. So my number one tip is if you can bounce light into something, that's going to soften the light, but also spread the light. So check this out. I got some beadboard from Home Depot. This is probably like 10 bucks. Look at the difference that one trick just made. If you bounce it into something white, it's going to soften it, but also kind of spread the light for more even distribution. So that's tip number one. Look at these house lights, guys. They are not looking good. So my suggestion is turn off the house lights. All right, so you've noticed when I turned the light into the bounce, we lost a lot of power. And so that's what I love about these Aputure lights is I can kind of increase the intensity to where the output should be. All right, so step one, I'm bouncing the light to diffuse it. Now step number two, I've got some diffusion here. This is a roll of, it's called 216 white diffusion, but honestly, you could probably get like a shower curtain or something for a budget option. And so, as you see, I'm just gonna bring this in right over here. And as you can see, that's looking a lot better. And I'm just gonna increase the intensity just a little bit now. And I'm really liking the look of that. But I want it even softer. So what am I gonna do? This stuff right here is called unbleached muslin. And it's like this nice creamy fabric that's just going to add some warmth to the skin, but also just soften the whole light and the look even more. So usually you're gonna wanna clamp this on, but for the sake of this video, I'm just going to kind of drape it right there. As you can see, the light is bouncing into the beadboard through 2 layers of diffusion, and that is what's creating this nice soft source. And I did some tests earlier. I know I was about like 31%, and that is going to be my key light. But I want to take it a step further and really complement the subject. So what can we do? I'm going to come over here and I've got this backlight. And so it's real low. I'm gonna turn it on, and this is just illuminating the subject's hair, just separating them from the background even more, and just making the subject pop. Now, you're gonna notice on the subject's left side of the face, it's a little dark. And so this is when you want something called bounce. Anything to bounce light back into the subject. And so you've probably heard 3-point lighting. You've got your key, your fill, and your backlight. So my fill light is not actually a light, but I'm literally just using more of this muslin, this unbleached muslin. I'm gonna drape it right over here. And you've noticed it's bouncing light back into her face just because it was a little too moody. It's just like, we didn't need it this moody. And there's times for that, it's all personal preference too. So yeah, that is our key light, but we need to talk about the background because it's got some work to do. So let's go over here and check out how we can increase the background. First things first, with a book light, you get some spill, and that's what this is called. It's a book light because it's shaped open like a book. So I've got this floppy, and I'm gonna walk this in right about there. I'm very happy with that look. Now let's see what we've got. Now, because this client of Ben's is in the film and entertainment industry, we thought it'd be really cool to add a light in the background just to kind of make it pop. And hey, I'll stand in front of the light. And so I've got this very low setting with a light dome on it. It's an Aputure 300D, I think. But I noticed we could add a little bit more of a pop to the floor. So if we go over here, we've got in Aputure 120D with the spotlight mount. This little contraption is so cool because I can take it, I can do all sorts of shapes. I could make the shadow harsher, softer. I'm not gonna mess with it because we got some more interviews to do and wanna keep it the same. But the last tip is to look at the company's branding. So if this company was branding with the color blue, I would probably add a color blue to it, but it's orange. And so I've literally just set a Nanlite right here. We set it on this nice little warm hue. Now it's matching the company's branding. All right, guys, let's recap. Get your key light, bounce it into something, throw some diffusion between the bounce, and then you want to use some sort of black blanket or a floppy to control the spill. And then whether you have an actual light or a bounce, this is going to be your fill light. And again, you don't have to use something. A fill light could be no light, which is going to add more negative fill and contrast. Got your backlight. And then we've got our own kind of background setup. And again, customize this to what your exact situation is. You know, it's not gonna be exactly like this. And so there's no right or wrong way how to do this. This is just what my preference is for this specific shoot. So honestly, have fun with it. Make sure you do tests because testing is going to give you confidence on the day of the shoot. And that's very crucial for a successful shoot day. Huge shout out to Ben and his wife Mallory. Shout out to her for being an awesome sit-in. She's probably been here for 20 minutes while I'm doing take after take. Shout out to Ben Holcomb for having me out. Go check out his work. I'm gonna link it below and we'll see you on the next one.